For my conversation with Alex Schadenberg, Executive Director of the Euthanasia Prevention Coalition, here are my 5 key takeaways on euthanasia and assisted suicide. 1. Euthanasia and assisted suicide are not about autonomy, they are about killing. Euthanasia and assisted suicide are often framed as quote unquote choice or quote unquote control. In both cases, someone is being intentionally poisoned to death, either by a doctor directly or with a doctor's full participation. 2. Apart from a case of legitimate self defense, killing is always wrong, and every human life has inherent value. At the heart of this debate is a simple truth: human beings do not lose their dignity because they are sick, disabled, elderly, depressed, or dependent. Killing is not care and should never be offered as a solution to suffering. Compassion means walking with people in their pain, not eliminating the person who is in pain. 3. Quote unquote safeguards are used to pass euthanasia and assisted suicide laws, not to protect people long term. Safeguards always collapse once killing becomes legal, because any limits are quickly reframed as quote unquote discriminatory. What starts as an exception becomes a precedent, and what becomes legal inevitably expands. 4. Consent fails most often when people are most vulnerable. When suffering is subjective and doctors only need to claim quote unquote good faith, consent becomes dangerously fragile, especially for people who are disabled, poor, isolated, or depressed. 5. Legalizing euthanasia and assisted suicide doesn't reduce suffering, it changes who society protects. Once a culture accepts that some lives are quote unquote eligible for death, everything shifts. Medicine becomes negotiable and untrustworthy, suicide loses its taboo, and vulnerable people begin to internalize the false idea that allowing someone to kill them is acceptable. The slippery slope isn't theoretical, it's measurable, and we're watching it unfold in real time. Because truth matters and human dignity isn't optional, this is Bioethics Babe.